Am I wrong for walking out of the airport when I saw my husband's mom standing there with her luggage? IF30. Don't have the best relationship with my husband's mom. Since day one, she tried to make remarks and compare me to her. She then tried to get on my good side and started overly praising everything I do and sometimes even copying me, like that one time when she literally dyed her hair purple just like mine, and when everyone pointed out how ridiculous she looked, she actually blamed me and accused me of trying to make a joke out of her. So, anyways, my husband and I took 2 weeks off work to go visit some places out of the country. Tourism, in other words. Thing is, I was the one who saved up for and arranged for the trip. My husband was responsible for booking the tickets. My husband's mom wanted to come along and threw temper tantrums when I said no. She called, texted, sent people to talk to me into letting her come, even threatened to call the police and make some complaint up to get us to stay if she can't come. My husband said we should just take her, but I told him he was wrong to tell her about the trip in the first place. He gave me an ultimatum, said he wouldn't go if she can't come, and I told him I'd gladly call his bluff, which made him take his words back and say, "Fine, I will tell her to stop it because we won't take her." Things got quieter, suspiciously quieter. The day of the trip came and we got to the airport at 2 p.m. My husband was walking ahead of me and was looking left and right, like he was looking for someone. I asked him, but he didn't respond. He led me to the waiting area, and first thing I saw was his mom standing there with her luggage. I froze in my spot. I felt a cold wave washing over me, and I was fuming inside. She and my husband were hugging. That's when I quietly turned around and started walking towards the exit. My husband followed me while shouting at me to stop. He tried to stop me, but I told him off the harshest way possible. He tried to say I was overreacting and that his mom was there anyway, and I should let it go and not mess the trip up for us. I told him he and his mom could still go and that I was going home. I went home and sobbed into my dog's fur for several minutes. Turned out he booked her a ticket without me knowing. An hour later, he came home yelling and raging about how pathetic and spiteful I was to walk out and go home and ruin the trip last minute. I told him he caused this to happen. He said that I was being so hard on his mom, it's ridiculous. I refused to fight anymore, but he kept on berating me. Then called my family to tell them that the trip was canceled and that it was because of me. My family said that I shouldn't have ruined it for myself and should have sucked it up and done my best to enjoy. Did I really overreact? Update. I don't know where to begin. It's been an absolute nightmare recently, and I feel like I was losing my sanity. So for more details about my situation, I have to admit that my husband's mom favors him over all his siblings. This affected his relationship with them and me as well. He's never seen an issue with how differently his mom treats him. It bothered me and made me feel uncomfortable. The whole dynamic made me feel uncomfortable. Going low contact has never even been an option, like he has to see her or call her every day. Most of his siblings don't talk to him, and I 100% believe it's because of his mom's favoritism, like I said. He does bear some blame for not seeing how wrong this is till this day. In many instances, I found myself making excuses for his behavior, even in my post. I did it spontaneously, and I don't know why, but I guess it's because of how much I love him and because I really, really wanted to be able to work this type of things out without letting them affect our marriage. Regarding what happened with the trip, he tried to have a talk with me, and most of what he said came from place of blame towards me. I just couldn't continue with this argument. I told him I needed space and that I would be going to stay with my sister for a while. He didn't take it well. He literally got up from the couch and opened the door, telling me to go right then. In that moment, and seeing how he was still not even anywhere near understanding what he has done, just made things perfectly clear to me. I just had pictured years and years of my life being lived like that, and I was like, no, I can't do it. Can't take any more of it, especially when he keeps focusing on being right every time. His mom can do no wrong. I'm always the aggressive, crazy, jealous, pathetic overreactor. All these people's opinions, advice, and concerns were like a spark, like the wake-up call I really needed. Though I wish that it didn't get this far, but what's done is done. Right now, I'm staying with my sister. I brought my dog with me as well. He sent me his last message telling I'm the one choosing to end what we had together. But I believe it's the other way around, especially with how he keeps making his mom the victim in this situation. It's become clear now that we keep going in circles with no end in reach, and I'm just so exhausted and overwhelmed. I'm not mad at him and don't expect him to change, but at least I'm given options to decide what's best for me and my future, even if it's separation and divorce. A big thank you to those who reached out with resources that I feel very, very lucky to have come across. Just wanted to give you an update since many of you asked for it. Comments. I'm sorry you are going through this, but I'm also so very, very, very proud of you. You are standing up for yourself, putting yourself first, looking into the future and making sure it will be what you want it to be. I wish you the best of luck. Give the doggo the biggest of hugs and lots of pets. Second story. Comment 2. Proud of you, OP, for standing your ground and not backing off even faced with being blamed. Your soon-to-be ex is a piece of work and you deserve way better than being with a golden boy of mommy dearest. Maybe use those vacation funds you didn't get to use and treat yourself. Comment 3. I am so proud of you. My mother-in-law almost caused my divorce after she tried convincing my husband that I was abusive to our kids. He hid this from me out of embarrassment. It wasn't handled correctly, but years of therapy have helped our relationship survive. He knows she's crazy at least. She has taken little ownership in her plot to end our marriage. I have nothing to do with her. You made the right choice. Comment 4. I'm so sorry you have to go through this pain, but I'm so happy you decided to choose you. You deserve better. You deserve that you yourself prioritize you, since he clearly will never do that. I urge you to go to therapy. I believe everyone in the world should go to therapy. It helps us understand things better and get the tools to heal and understand situations. I'm so proud of you and wish you the best. It's going to be a hard road, but I'm glad you got your sister and your dog to remind you of your worth. Story 2. My stepson. Stole my only on-call vehicle, and somehow my fiancé believes I'm the one overreacting. I am a 34F doctor, and part of my job entails being on call for 1 to 3 nights a week, twice a month. My fiancé, Dale 30M, has been saving with my stepson's mom to buy him a car for Christmas. My stepson, Rex 16M, has a license already, but always has to borrow his mom's station wagon or his dad's beat-up pickup truck. His mom's car is lame and embarrassing, and his dad's can only hold 1 passenger. Not practical for a teen. On to the main conflict. Rex texted me yesterday around 12 if he could borrow my car after school. His friends wanted to go to the mall, but the bus route is too long. Could they borrow my car? I texted back a sorry, but no. I am on call again. Can you ask your mom? He says no. I told him sorry, but my answer is still no. I'm sure you will find a solution. Ask your friends and you can all figure it out. If you see where this is going, you are less shocked than I am. I was up in my home office, the room where I keep my switch, sewing machine, and laptop, so not an official office, when I heard Rex and his friends downstairs after school. I was going to see if they needed anything, but they left after a few minutes. An hour later, I went to the kitchen, cleaning up the empty bottles and wrappers from their snacks. I saw the spot where I left my keys empty. I began to panic. First, I bolted to the door. My car was gone. Immediately dialed my stepson. He picks up and it's obvious he's in a mall store that plays loud music. I told him to get his ass home now, and he laughed and said that I am not his mom. He'll be home whenever he pleases. I'm not proud, but I told him that he has 20 minutes to get home or I call the police and report it stolen. Rex panicked and said he couldn't find all his friends and drive home in 20 minutes. Told him tough shit. 10 minutes later, I get a text that he is in the mall parking lot and will be home soon. I phoned Rex's mom and informed her of his stunt. She was madder than me when I told her that I was on call. She apologized and promised to talk with Rex and Dale ASAP. Rex came in, threw me my keys, locked himself in his room. Dale finally came home around 8 and said he had been on the phone with his ex. He demanded to know why I punished his son. I put my foot down and explained I am on call. That means I need my car. Rex stole my car. Dale disagrees. His ex agrees with me and decided she will not be buying Rex a car anytime soon due to his entitlement. Dale thinks that I am making a big deal out of nothing. I didn't end up going into work, so why did I have to threaten Rex? I have only gone in twice this year while on call. Just because nothing happens doesn't mean that I am always clear. Rex is now grounded. Fiancé barely speaks to me, asks me when I'm going in today, I'm not, and if I will apologize. I am not budging and am still pissed he doesn't get it. AITA? Editing because it came up in the comments. Dale is 30, not 29, but yes, he was 14 when Rex was born. Don't get hung up on this. It isn't about teen parents. Rex's mom was 15 when they had him and is the best mom if you ask me. She's who introduced me to Dale. Edit 2. Now I can see why my friend told me this sub can be a little much. I am very thankful for these responses, but I think I am going to leave the comments now and have a very frank discussion with Dale tonight. Rex is with his mom, so he won't be in the middle or get involved. Kid still wouldn't look at me and called me a bitch who won't let him get his own car now. Some comments from Op. You think I could have ruined my stepson's life? I could have lost my job because of his selfish actions. If I am on call and don't respond, then someone might die. Rex's self-centered attitude could have caused way more harm than he realizes. He thinks that I have it easy, sitting around waiting for work to call me in. It is not easy. I am constantly glued to my phone to make sure that I don't miss a call. I cannot relax on these days. I am not off or on vacation. I have to be ready to drop everything, change into my scrubs, and be out of the house within minutes. So when I noticed that my car was missing, I could do absolutely nothing. In my head, I was jobless with an oncoming lawsuit. You think this was just a teenage rebellious stunt? It was Rex being an entitled little prick. And you defend his actions probably because you are his age and don't understand real fucking life experience. So your comments are nothing but useless garbage to me. Go bother someone else. 14. Just realized I put down the wrong age. I may not be thrilled with Rex's current behavior, but I don't appreciate you putting parent in quote marks. Update. So apparently, Dale reads through this subreddit on his work breaks. He texted me a link to my post during his dinner break. A short time later, I first received a call from Rex's mom, who said that Dale called her and ranted about how I made him look bad online. She told him that she didn't give a fuck because he did not react the way a good parent should. Dale was so furious that he told her that he would be calling his mother to see if someone actually cared about his feelings. Dale's mother handed his ass back to him good, and reiterated to Dale that he was not an active part in his son's life until he was 6, so he has no leg to stand on. Dale tried to bitch about how everyone was being unfair to him. She shut him up and told him that his son did something wrong, and this is not about punishing him for being a bad father. Dale returned home a little while ago, about an hour earlier than he usually does. He looked defeated, but he was still short with me. Said he was disappointed that I posted, and now everyone who knows will think he's a joke and a bad father. I didn't think this conversation would end up with my ending the engagement and relationship, but it did. The house is all in my name, so Dale is packing up his shit and crawling back to his mom's house. The wedding wasn't set, so no money or time lost there. Dale said so many things that I don't even want to write down. This is not the man who I have known for 4 years, and I am honestly shocked at how selfish he is. He said my doctor's money would have to buy Rex a car to make up for all of the hard feelings. I am astonished at how delusional he is. I am done with this account and will not be returning. Edit to add that also the fact he wasn't in Rex's life till age 6 was a huge red flag to me. He never mentioned it and refused to admit it was a big deal during the argument we had when he came home. Comments. Imagine your fiancé, who is a medical doctor on call, allows your child, who stole her car after asking and being denied, while he had access to his mother's car, the option to return the car instead of going straight to calling the fuzz. Your fiancé is a bit of a legend for protecting your thieving child from the consequences of their actions, right? Now go ahead and tell her that you expect her to apologize to your thief and to use her wage that your thief jeopardized to buy your thief a car of his own to make up for, what? Him being embarrassed in front of his friends? Lowell's forever. Comment 2. What's amazing about this is how many chances her fiancé had to not be a complete loser. He had an ex who was an excellent parent to their kid, a mother who expected accountability, and a fiancé who was top shelf. And he just kept digging that hole deeper and deeper. Comment 3. My family member is a surgeon, and when he's on call, it means an emergency situation and the patient will die if he doesn't get in. I hope Dale and every commenter who gave OOP a hard time won't ever be on the patient's side if this kind of garbage happens to their doctor. Comment 4. This dude refusing to take accountability no matter how many people pointed out what an asshole he was being is truly sad. Honestly, I don't think it's that strange or bad that a 14-year-old would decide not to be in his child's life, but that he never talked about that with OOP and presented his part in his child's life as not having that gap is definitely concerning. If this story added a little spark to your day, hit like and subscribe to spill the storyline so you're always here for the next beautifully messy moment.